very well. Then right click on this here, close, you say yes, then you give it a name. You're told it should be called deeper data. Deeper data. So you give the name that you have been given from the paper. So you say okay. Now let us create the last form. Close. Course. You open it, go to create split form, like that. Let us resize it just like that, then close it. So it will be called course form and course data. Course data, actually. Yes, course data. Course data. Then you say okay. Then you close this one. Now, another question says using the forms created, enter the following data into their respective tables. They have given us only data for one table, so for the student table. So let us fill this data in the student table. So you use your form student data. So our form appears here. So you come and you start filling. So click. 5. Now we are completing filling our form. There we go, female. Then you press this button here, is called new blank, like that. Now our form is filled. You can see how it's filled. Now when you open the student table form, you should see whatever data you have filled. So this is our data here that we have filled. Now another question asks create a relationship between the tables. Now to create a relationship between the table, you go to database tools. There we have relationship here. So you click the relationship button. Now these tables will appear here. This course table, department table, student table. Now let us start with student table. Say add. It comes here. You go to department, add, goes there. You go to course, add. Then you close this. Now we create a relationship using the primary keys. As you can see, the primary key has taken it automatically. Is admission number, department code, course ID, but I think I need to change that. Now our admission number should be admission number should be that one. So you right click there and then you press primary key. So that's our primary key. Close this again. Student table. Right click, design view. Our primary key should be that one. Now, to create a relationship, you use the primary keys. Now we have decided that our primary key is going to be the admission numbers, admission number for student table, admission number for that table, admission number for course table. Now, why do we choose admission number to be our primary key? Because a primary key should first of all be a number. Primary key should also be a unique number. So we have chosen that a unique field for us is admission number, and admission number. So how do you create a relationship? You just drag, you pick, you press and hold the admission number key field, you drop it at this point where there's another admission number, then you drop it. You can decide to enforce referential integrity, then you create like that. You can again, if you want the department table and the course table to have a relationship, you can again carry it, then drop it here like that. You can also enforce if it works. Good. Yeah, so you have a relationship like that. So we have a relationship. You can even carry this admission number and you drop it to this one, so that you can have again a relationship between this table and this table, this table and this table, this table and this table. So there you go, you have created your relationship. Then you close from this point, you say yes, you save the changes. So we have created our relationship, we have filled our data. There's another question here. Create a query. Now create a query to display the department records showing number one, the admission number, SName, that is the surname, and gender. Save the query as stud query in the next exam folder to print out later. So how do you create a query? You go to query. There's two ways you can create a query. You can design a query, or you can create a query using a query wizard. So the easy and the best way is to use the query wizard. So you go to query wizard, simple query wizard, say okay. There you go. Then you decide where your field is going to come from. If you click the drop down arrow here, you'll find that we have different types of tables here. So you can take we want the admission number, we need an admission number, S number, and gender. So where do you get that? You go to student table here. So here we have the admission number. So you take it, then you click one there. You go to, they need the S name. S name is here. Click here. Then you have the gender. So you take the gender. You leave the M name. So you click like that. Then you say next. So you give, what title do you want for your query? You give your query a title. So stud query like that. So you finish. Now we have our query here, and this is what we call the diner set here. So we have admission number, SNAME, and gender alone. Then let us move on to question F. Create a report to display all students showing. Create a report to display all students showing their admission number, SNAME, MNAME, and gender. Sort the admission number in ascending order. Save it as stud report in the next exam folder to print out later. Now, we again use the report wizard. So, you go to report. First of all, you close this one. Then you go to report wizard, like that. Now, the report wizard, here you ask tables or queries. So it is asking from which table or query are you creating the report. Now, we need the admission number, SNAME, and gender. So automatically that is the student table. So you come here, drop down arrow, you go to the student table, you check all of this because we need the admission number, we need the SNAME, we need the MNAME, and we need the gender. So you just, to make it quick, you click the double arrow here. So they all go to the other side, then you click next. Then we're told that it should be in ascending order. Sort the admission number in ascending order. So you click up there, you say next. So ascending order, SNAME, MNAME, and gender. Next. Then you go to next. You take a color that you would want. Equity, Concourse, Civic, Apex. So let me take Concourse. So you say next. So what title do you want for your report? So you give it a title. I've been told it should be stud report. Report. There you go. Stud report. And you say finish. Now that's our report. So here we have the tables, we have the queries, we have the forms, and we have our report. Now we have been told that we are going to save our work in the next exam folder. So to save our database in the next exam folder, you come to, this is called the office button. Some computers you'll find here written file. So you go to office button, go to save as. So you say save as access 2007 database. So you click, you say yes. So what name should we give our database? Should be enrollment. So you go to desktop. Our next exam folder is there. Say open, say save. So when you open the next exam folder here, we have enrollment here. Now they're saying print each of the documents. So the department table, you open your database, you double click, you open your database. They want you to print the department table. So you come to depart, go to office button, print. So when you preview it, so the department table is going to look like that. Then you close. They want you to print the student data. So you go to the student data, which is in the student table. You go, come to file or office button, go to print. When you preview it, that is how it's going to appear. Then they say you print the stud query. You print the stud query. So you go to the query that you have. Stud query is here. Double click. Go to office button. Then print preview. You go. That is how it's going to look like. Close. Then lastly, they say you print the report. So you open your report. Go to office button. Go to print. Then that is how it's going to appear. So with that, you will have finished your work. So I thank you so much for tuning in today. Make sure you do subscribe so that whenever we put a video, you'll always be the first one to watch. Please find time to subscribe so that you'll always be in time